Is it just this floor here? Is it just this
This
floor?
is, I just started recording this, I'll just leave it here. It's all the way up.
Okay.
How you doing?
Hey, Jeff.
Good morning. How you doing? Come on in.
Can I use the restroom?
Sure.
Good morning.
How are you?
Woodhaven Lumber.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
Good. Good morning.
John?
Hey guys.
How are you?
Good.
I'm
Wayne.
son. Woodhaven Lumber.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you also. How are you? Is Craig?
Hey Craig, I'm Wayne.
Good.
Wayne's my neighbor.
Just, he's built some things, I said.
In case I forget to ask any
I was gonna say, would
questions.
you think you needed some muscle behind you or something here?
It's not here.
We're not that
Wrong
intimidating.
muscle.
In case I forget to ask any questions.
Not a problem. Not a problem. There's some traffic on the way back. Sorry we're so late. Haven't been down this way in a long time.
Oh,
Takes a little while to get the barn to get to light. these
coming
days.
over light, it's over the bridge, it's bad right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, we're behind somebody that's dragging a pool that's 3 lanes wide. But
Oh,
so he was keeping everybody behind him the whole way from the parking house. Like, oh, you're kidding me. Yeah, one of those giant prefab pools.
those are good in the middle.
Was it?
In the field, it's good.
Okay.
Wait for Ed, so
We're ready.
All right,
So where we at? Where we starting?
we'll start up top.
Yeah.
a sub. I think,
Right.
I think this was built already.
Exactly, before, to build it up to, no John's.
Everybody's numbers make sense.
I've got 6 people trip right here.
If we didn't set the stairs, had a jump, we would have to say, it's the way it worked.
What do you mean?
These guys put spacers on it, you have to jump in the future for normally you need 3/4, you're using 3/4 form. You guys don't scan, which I understand is the best. And the plans were never 3/4 floor apartment, ever.
Right, yeah.
It was always this, 3/16, is this Cortex one? Yeah.
It's just a vinyl though, right? It's not the, or is it the Gore-Tex backing, the whole 9 yards like here? It's just a vinyl.
The thinnest vinyl. Floor's too thin, is the issue. But the work order was for you guys to make the noses level with the floor. Right? Which is why it came last time.
Yeah, but the whole issue is if we didn't set the stairs and this was all done already, because I think the rails were already done when we came back, right? With this stuff?
Yeah. Who's your guy, Brian?
Brian was the one that came back and did that.
But Brian was here, and
Mhm.
Brian said, listen, I said, you're doing a beautiful job, this is nice work. Matches up nice.
He does good work.
He does. He said, listen, this is not gonna fix your problem. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, that's all he can say. He goes, I don't know if you're fired, but this will not fix your problem.
Well, no, it's not gonna.
Well, first of all, I mean, Brian
Yeah,
didn't
well,
say
you
that.
have 3/16.
Right. So,
That's-
this was lower.
What was wrong?
The nosings.
What we did is we made a solution. You didn't like what was happening here.
Right, it was,
They normally, what you gotta do, you put a vinyl reducer behind the nosing.
Right.
Right, whatever it is. Because you can't make this nosing that thin,
right,
because it would just snap.
Well, there was nosing on here, which, it was flush with the floor. Right?
This was never fun.
No, but yeah, but there was like a small.
Right, and then you guys usually take a vinyl reducer and rip it and put it in the back, and you've never had an issue with it, that I know.
So that was a condition.
Right,
And this was the code, and then you didn't like the condition, and then we modified it, we created a.
Right, everybody agreed this, you like the way this looked, the whole 9 yards,
So
so
we
that's
should have
what
left it the way it was, because everything was.
But he didn't like it the way it was, because it was the same thing.
Yeah, but that was within, it was.
We didn't make that any
No, I that's what I'm
different.
saying, but that was it wasn't like, it was incorrectly installed, or what was wrong with it?
what, the nosing
No,
was here?
before, this was down lower, and the flooring just butted to it.
Well, the problem is that
It was the same issue we have now.
she had her guy take a belt sander to make it level with the floor, and it went, yeah, I have pictures, I have plenty of pictures. It went down from here, he belt sanded down to try and get level.
So why don't we just go back to that?
I don't know what the hell was here to begin with.
Just
Yeah.
go back.
How do we go forward?
Here's the problem, no matter what we do, it's gonna sit above that line.
Then these wouldn't match, right? This is the same, so this aesthetically looks good.
Right.
This is nice work.
Well, that's what we came up with to fix the issue you had the first time, but we would've never came back.
Right,
Right, what's the thickness of this piece right there?
I'm not 100%
You
sure.
had a guess?
I'd have to guess it would probably be a little bit greater, I think it's, no, it's less than that. Yeah, I think we went, it normally is 3/4, I think we ripped a little bit and then did a channel
you did.
for your.
I have an example in the garage.
Do you?
can see what you did, yeah.
Yeah, that would, it's been a while.
The original piece of this.
You know, what would it cost to remove all the floor or the stairs and just drop them down half an inch? Redo it?
Yeah, but the stairs are level now,
No,
they're not that level.
not out level, but just reduce them. Take them out, put them in at the right height.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this.
Yeah,
It's cold.
That's not much of this.
It's just, everything will be.
Terrible.
The floor to floor, this floor to floor, the numbers match. They don't feel like they're out of level, they all feel like they're level to them.
side, and then they put a little piece of quarter.
Oh, yeah, no, it would be just this here I'm talking about, it would be just this piece, this is a normal piece of nosing.
Right.
Right.
That's not touched.
This is what we made to put on now.
What's the thickness of it?
A little late, about 5/8, maybe a little bit less. With a 1/8 channel on the back of it. And this is what we did to
All,
Specific.
switch together.
So I guess what I'm saying is, when we left, we had this was a thin piece on here, right?
This was a regular piece of it, and then you had a reducer behind it.
A reducer.
Behind the reducer. You take that.
So this was, so over here, this was just simply lower.
yeah,
No, it was this thickness would have just like you see here,
Okay.
this was a vinyl piece that was locked behind.
Right.
It was the same.
well, it was square, it didn't have a slant.
So this was the same elevation here?
Right, square,
Yeah.
This
with
was,
it, with everything.
so this
Yeah,
was
it's
the same
all-
height?
Now, let me answer this.
But
Just
I thought we
one
created the tripper by putting this in.
more. We're reducing, there was a trip there already.
But by putting this in, you made it higher, which violated the code. They weren't as thick, and Craig said, listen, if we make them thinner, they're gonna break off.
Right, I'm just a regular nosy, you make them this thin,
You're gonna snap them
You're
off,
gonna
correct?
snap off, no question. So, it's not so much the issue with this stuff here. It's top of every stair that you have.
Yeah,
What's the difference, what is it, what's the height of this? Here. Yeah,
About 7, 15, 16 or something.
so what if we go down to here?
Right, the only way we can get down to there is by cutting it back. We can't make something this thin.
So your goal at this point is to remove the trip hazard.
yeah, make it safe.
Why can't we take this down?
Because you still got the same trip hazard.
Why can't we raise the floor?
You're better off trying to.
Let's raise, let's
You're
move,
better off
let's
trying
move
to
the
raise-
floor up to whatever, it's nine, this is 9/16. Raise the floor up 9/16, it'll be level.
What about,
Cabinets, they can cut around them,
well, why don't we do this then?
not ideal.
Why don't we take this and cut this floor back? Cut it away. Again, not knowing what's underneath here, I'll assume there's a beam across here. But if we can get this floor down where it sits, the question is, can we get it to sit this time?
All the way down, each landing.
Each one.
Yeah.
The top of each landing.
Right, just the top.
Just the top. So
Right.
three
You're fine with this, it doesn't affect.
No, if you're gonna move that down, you're gonna make this match. It's gonna look aesthetically the same. Here, there. It's not. Look, you can't move the floor down, you gotta raise the floor up, right? You can't move the nosing down.
They're saying they can move the nosing down.
Well, I'm saying there's a good
Draw it.
there's a good possibility, not knowing, you
Yeah,
know,
you got to do something
TGIs,
with
where
this.
they're running. But my guess is that you could probably cut this away, drop this all the way down. But then you're doing it here.
Here, there.
Well, there you don't need to redo it there.
Well, it's gonna match. It's gonna look the same. Up here,
Well, there's trimming stairs, I mean, there, it's, you're not gonna notice that that's,
but then this wouldn't match that.
what part of it would match it?
This angle.
There's no, where's the angle?
Yeah, there's
And they did everything.
No, but this is,
Right, this is your trip hazard,
yeah,
this is just.
this is, I mean, we're gonna have to replace this, I mean, this is the top of the step, that doesn't have to match the landing.
You're not gonna see the newel breaks it up. So if this is a little bit lower than that,
Yeah, that's no sense in changing that.
I don't think anyone's gonna notice that. That doesn't, I think more
This
importantly,
is-
he's trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, the idea is to get this so it's flush.
Okay.
Do we agree this is too high,
Yeah.
right? We agree this is too high, right?
Yeah.
We agree it's out of code.
No, it's not a code, but it's too high.
9/16 is more than 3/8, right? It's out of code. The stairs are from floor to floor.
Rise is equal, correct?
Rises.
The floor, everything is equal.
constitutes, this has to be ripped up.
Cause they should all look.
This is different because
Is there
it's,
20 people in here that don't know what's going on?
I mean, this is different from that because this is the top of the stack. This is different there because that's the land, that's the balcony.
Right.
Maybe a transition piece right there. That could, this might end up being square and this is level, right?
Down, let's be lower.
I hope for
About this
level.
Look, this one. In this corner. They won't, I know, we were three behind.
Maybe some of those.
See how this is pieced together right here? That's a good transition.
This is down, this is part of the stack, this is what goes away.
Okay. And I'll go with that, Brian, because
But again, this is, we're assuming, I don't know how TDI's running.
you know, Charlie,
You would have a language around this, isn't it? You could define.
probably not.
So it's three pieces, right?
It would be at the top of each stair.
Right.
One, two,
And down there,
oh, no.
and four, right? Yeah.
You can get this flush, then you can.
The only way to get it flush is to tear it off.
It's everyone out. That's easy said.
It's been done before.
There's no reason, I mean, there's no reason for,
No, they
That's
got a
different.
match. They're gonna
that's
match.
not a,
They're
that's not,
going to
that's not
match.
the top of a, that's not the top of a stack.
It's not gonna match this thing.
Why, because there's a taper on it?
Yeah.
Instead of square, you wanna see a square on here, or you wanna see tapered?
I want it to match what is up here. I want the whole stairs to look even.
That's not the stair.
This ain't gonna match that, no matter what you do.
This is a balcony, I mean,
Because that we're gonna try to make level, and this will never be level, unless you want us to get rid of this piece completely. And that's not the way it's done. It's normally sitting on top of the saddle, so there's good pieces. That was in the wrong spot. It's normally higher, it's normally 5/4.
There's nothing wrong with
There's nothing wrong with that, I mean, Jeff, I mean,
Yeah, that looks good.
Why would
Why open a Pandora's box?
rip that up and put a thin piece on that? I mean, it's just, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Let's.
And you're not gonna, nobody's ever gonna say that's, I could
see
see,
it match on that side, because I'm holding it.
look, the top of each stair needs to match, this is a balcony railing, that detail is, it looks right.
And John will tell you probably that every one of your houses, it's gonna be different.
Well, I mean, this looks right, I mean, this was, you know, a substantial piece of oak that was tapered down to the thinner floor.
To match, so they don't match.
No, but
That's why you
the reason why you don't have it there is because we're saying it's a trimming.
This does not affect that at all.
This is not
This
a
does
trim,
not affect that.
that's not a trimming.
Let's try to get the problem solved, please.
Yeah.
This is aesthetics that 20 of your friends around the neighborhood are not gonna ever know unless
That
you
looks
told them.
great.
This looks perfect. This looks like it's very well
That's what I
done.
said, Brian did great work.
Yeah,
He
but
great
we're
work.
trying to make
It looks like it belongs.
We're trying to make that flat, is that what we're gonna do, you're gonna caulk the seam?
It looks like it belongs. I understand what you're saying, okay? But it looks like it belongs. Let's not open up Pandora's box. Let's try to fix the problem successfully, first of all. This is our focal point right here.
And
And it should be our.
and look, the top of the step is a different detail than a balcony.
Yeah, this looks like it belongs. You're asking for trouble if we start trying to do this. And especially up there. And in your moldings. And how you gonna take a look anyway? If that's going flush, then this is gonna be what? Flush? It wants to sit on something. It wants to have a nice cool nose to it.
This looks like this is how it was
Trust me,
designed to do.
trust me, it looks good. It really does.
It's a heavy
I'm
piece.
not trying to get out of work here. We gotta be here anyway.
No.
It
People
looks-
come in and go, who did this work?
It looks good. Nobody's gonna be saying that. The only people I know about is you two guys right now.
Well, guests come over and they're like, wow, nice place, but who did this work?
Seriously, your house is gorgeous. They're looking at that?
It's great.
Are you kidding me?
No, except for this issue, this is the hazard.
I,
And you agreed that's how it goes.
we're gonna
take care of, we're gonna try to do our best to make sure that that is not a hazard anymore. Okay, there's a couple different ways we could attack it, we're gonna do the best we can to try and make sure we take care of it. And we will, we'll succeed doing that. Okay. There's a couple different ways, we have to get that thing apart, see what's underneath it. Brian is very, very good. He's very good at that.
What's that?
Something doesn't make sense.
Regarding what?
Water floor is the right height, that platform is the right height. The stairs are at a level. You know, if it was, something's going on here, you need to have a stair was pitched or sitting back like this. You go up and down, again, I don't have a level on me, you go up and down, they don't feel like they're pitched
No,
anyway.
they're not. They're correct. And in the field, they're fine.
Yeah,
But the difference on the bottom step to this first
actually,
step
Cody did a pretty good job here.
is a half inch.
They're all consistent, though. They're all exactly the same.
But the difference between the two riser heights,
What do you think?
what's the code?
Key is, we can
As long as it doesn't
cut it
exceed
away, there's no question.
And make it flush.
No, and as long as
Close
the
the
difference
flush.
doesn't
Yeah.
exceed 3/8.
And again, if I can get it
On the very
to
top.
3/8,
From
that's enough. Problem is, what do you got, probably got 3/4
riser to riser.
OSB on them?
Like this one, this one.
Ply?
These are good in the
So
field.
we
I
got
still these in the shop.
3/4 ply and we cut it away.
By not more than 3/8.
No, they can differ. As long as the code is at 8/4.
The only problem now is gonna
That's
have
why I printed it for you.
Well, here, I mean, so,
the floor itself.
am I hearing what you're saying here is that these top pieces, right?
Mhm.
What sits on top of this floor? Well, you know, it's gonna, if it butts in, okay, you're gonna lower the
Floor.
Subfloor.
the subfloor.
Mhm.
Because you need, whatever goes over top of that, that needs to be at least 3/8.
At least 3/8.
So you wanna have 3/8.
If there's
And
no
again,
subfloor, you mean.
right, if we cut the subfloor away, we'd have to pack it up to make the
So
difference.
now it could be 3/4, right? I mean,
Correct.
In a perfect world, yeah.
no, but I'm, right, that piece can, that, what extends over to the floor can be substantial.
Correct.
No question. No question.
So you don't even need plywood there structurally, because that's.
Right, and we're gonna sit there.
Right, we
That
could
was
use a
good.
lesser subfloor, so like if we use like, let's say, we'll pick up 3/8, we'll pick up 3/8 if we use 3/8. We take 3/4 out, put 3/8 down,
Right.
we'll pick up 3/8 inch right there. And then if we could take a little bit more off of this,
No, we're gonna get,
You
we're
can sit
gonna
right on
quarter
the,
inch, now
you
we
can
can-
now
we're gonna get it to be flat.
You can sit right on the framing.
Right,
You don't-
exactly,
You
that's
don't
my
need any
point.
plywood,
no, you could.
Right.
because there's a double box.
Because it's a double box
Double
problem.
box there.
Yeah,
It's all, it's all,
exactly.
it,
So you're not spanning joists.
everywhere, I mean, it's gonna be solid.
At the top of the stair,
It's
right?
there always.
Right.
Mhm.
And that also could be taken down a little bit, if it's 2 to 10, I'm not sure if you guys use TJs or no.
2x10s. So you can either
So,
power
so
plant
you
or.
can take a quarter inch off of that without a problem, because it's
Yeah,
stacked.
I'm not worried about that part, it's just getting it away.
Alright.
We can get it, you know, Brian can get
So
it.
he's gonna be in here for a full day.
Oh, every bit. Every bit.
What'd you say?
He's gonna be here for a full day.
Oh, you think so? Yeah, no more than one, he'll be more than one day.
Oh, he was here for 4 days.
Yeah. He's methodical, but you
But
see,
it's-
you see.
the work is beautiful.
Thank you,
All right.
and he is, he's our best guy.
Now, what about the riser height on the first step there? That's not gonna be fixed then, right?
No.
With this,
I mean, is that a trip hazard?
what's that code?
No, as long as it's not more than what's the measure?
Again, here, 7 13/16.
What's code?
8 1/4. And you're about 7 11/16 here. You're not 3/8 out of there. I don't know why you would be.
Yeah.
Sure.
Are we worried about, say, now we're playing games semantics. Are we worried about the trip hazard or are we worried about that?
Eight and a quarter. 7 3/4. Half inch.
Dude, not a stair.
The maximum allowable difference,
That's a trip hazard?
3/8. No, the maximum allowable.
There's not an 8 1/4 stair on this
Yes,
property.
someone's tripped right here.
Really?
Yeah, he smashed food right into the door. Wayne was here. Yep.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Just after that.
After that, yeah, just checking.
So I said, we lower the stairs or raise the floor. There's,
You're asking, you're opening up Pandora's box.
and then raise the floor.
Be very careful what we wish for.
raise the floor, all these problems would be solved. We're sending Brian over, he's gonna do the work, and if I reject it, we're gonna raise the floor. There's two ways to do it. What would it cost to take these stairs out and do them again? Ballpark.
We don't do that. These guys set the stairs.
Yeah.
My guys don't do stairs. We build them, we don't install them. I don't have framers on hand, unfortunately, so I couldn't give you a good cost on that. It's not even the matter of that. You're talking about then us redoing all the trim, or somebody else come in and do all the trims, you guys do all the painting again, spackling, we have to come and do all the railings again, because of an eighth of an inch.
It's not me that found this problem. I had Sean come over. He agreed.
Who's showing?
Building inspector. He's like, I agree.
He's the one who inspected it when it was done
Yeah.
and passed it,
Yep.
and now he changed his mind, huh? Pretty impressive. Usually 5 building inspectors that do that. That's, I bet they messed up.
Yep.
For all we know, this could be pitching down right here. You have a level by any chance?
Yep. This is not.
I'm just saying, like, as long as we're going with micrometers, I could shim that up an eighth of an inch for you. If it's pitching.
It's all it's off is an eighth inch?
That's what he's saying, it's an eighth of an inch.
No.
It's causing a trip hazard. That's what he's saying.
You're saying it's an eighth inch?
Yeah.
Out of
just
code.
measure it. Eighth inch.
Out of code's out of code.
Well, I mean.
The code is the minimum.
Look, if it's an eighth inch, then,
We can shim it up an eighth of an inch.
yeah, we
I
can
can make
take,
it come
we
up
can take
with
this
some
floor
inch.
up and we can pack the floor out, so it's.
So it's not level.
If that'll get you
Well,
an eighth of an inch, well, we don't know,
It's
we don't
like,
know if it's level.
no, listen, we're allowed 3/16 of an inch every 3 feet. So we could raise this floor up
That's what I was,
here.
that's where I was going with this.
and keep it, and have it at a level to the point where it's not with that, it's still within
Within
code.
code,
So, well, that's what we'll do,
and you're allowed 3/16, like you said.
3/16 and 3.
That's what I'm saying. You're splitting hairs here, man. You got a gorgeous house. Let's fix the trip hazard.
Let's fix it.
No, but Jeff.
That's the trip hazard. I think you're
If you
splitting
want
hairs here. I
us to
think
do
you're
that,
being a
we
little too
can do
critical.
that. And bring down 3/16 of an inch.
If it looks good.
You're not
You're
gonna
not
see
gonna
it.
see it. You can make anything look good.
You're not gonna see, if that's up 3/16 of an inch, back like this, that's up 3/16, you're not gonna see that. And I would be surprised if you had a 4 foot level right there, that floor looks like it's
When
gonna.
the house settles, what are you doing when the house settles 3 years from now? You know how easy it is to pick up an eighth of an inch somewhere? That's what I'm saying. This is not, we're
Yeah.
not doing heart transplants here. You're
Right.
making this a little
So,
crazy.
yes, so-
I agree with the trip step. I totally agree with you there.
Alright.
And I'd like to see that done.
Before we do this, we have to have an agreement, because, you know, you can't.
We
it
can't go
be-
trial and error.
It can't be, what if I don't accept it? Well, I mean,
I bought a new house. It's gonna look new. That's all.
well, that's very subjective.
Don't take the wrong way, but it's my first time here and it looks gorgeous. And I'm not just saying it because he's my
It is.
customer.
We're happy with it.
I'm just saying,
The design.
I've been in a lot of houses and you do have a beautiful home.
Right.
So if we fix this, I mean, we gotta be able to, this be the end of it.
You know Brian's abilities. I mean, we're willing to do this.
You wanna send him in, and if he can make it look good and safe.
But that's what we don't want. We don't want, he can make it look good, let's say.
Yeah,
It has to be
you're
some
splitting
kind of
hairs by an
agreement.
eighth of an inch. I can only imagine if Brian left something up by a 16th. I don't want you going off on Ed and saying like, this is not acceptable. Let's take care of the trip problem and enjoy the home.
But this will still not be. How high is this gonna be?
We flush with the
We're
floor.
gonna try to get flush with the floor.
Flush with the floor.
Yeah. Try that. That's, you know, that'd be the best thing to do. Make it a smooth transition.
How do you feather it in or?
You may have to use like a shoe, a quarter round, blend it in somehow. I mean, you'll figure out a way to do that. I mean, you could find these things all day long. Here, your shoe sticks out a little by here. See how they feather this back? I mean, there's little tricks of the trade, the little things you do. But like I said, we're not doing.
This is now becoming, this is now the top nosing of the staircase. and it's part of the stair. Everything else is
Is additional.
is a different, this is now the stair.
So can I just ask you a quick question? So if you drop this threshold down, then the riser changes. The
We don't know
distance from the
really
top
how
to
it's-
the top to the
Again,
first tread.
we don't really know how it's sitting here now, because they put the
Well,
code
what's it gonna
underneath
do,
it, it could
Wayne,
be
is
up.
it's gonna be at this level.
Right.
So
It
your
could be up
natural
now.
step off of your step onto your floor is where you wanna be,
I agree with that.
right?
But the
So-
distance from the floor to that tread, to the first, is that similar to all the other treads? Like, is that within that code? And I might not be understanding it entirely, but the distance.
I see what you're saying, you mean, so
from
is
this
it gonna be
floor
two
here-
less, you mean?
From this floor here to there is gonna drop by at least 5/8, right? And all those
it's gonna
treads are supposed to be the
less
same height?
What's that measure now?
than that. No, this part is 5/8, this back here, so it's gonna drop, but it may drop, I mean, it's 7, this again, 7, 13, I don't even have a fucking stair, 7 and 13, 16 here.
They're the same.
They're the same.
Those are the same. But when you drop it,
It's gonna drop by
9/16.
certain amount, or 9/16.
9/16.
No one has ever tripped up a short top rise though, because when you walk up a set of stairs, your cadence is already set. If the top rise is short,
You won't
you
notice
know,
it.
yeah, you don't ever
You
trip up.
you don't feel it.
They're good. You built those in the shop. Right?
Yes, they're all shop built,
Yeah.
absolutely. They're all shop built.
No, we raised this, we lower it down.
I mean, lower that down.
I
Keep
guess-
this as your
I mean-
transition piece, so it comes like this.
But you do have, I mean, you do have situations where the top nosing of the stair isn't flush with the floor. It's up a
The
hair.
door
A
right
lot
there
of times
is-
it's up.
And you put a
A lot
piece
of
of
times
quarter
it's
in, small little quarter round or something.
It's usually squared off and they put a piece of quarter-inch
So
round
the
in
question
there.
is, what is a acceptable differential with a little chamfer, quarter inch? I mean, you're not gonna chip over a quarter inch.
3/8.
3/8 usually?
That's
I
3/8.
mean,
So
in a
what I'm
perfect
saying
world,
is-
I like to get it to you flush with the floor.
What I'm saying is, we don't have to go,
We don't have to go
we
flush.
don't have to
with
go
it.
flush if he's concerned that now that's.
Well, because then he's gonna have the same concern, it's a trip hazard, because it's,
It's out of code then.
So would you rather it be a little bit lower and have a nice easy last step? Or would you rather still be able to get your sock cord on a quarter-inch sticking up?
It,
I
like it-
know you
I'd
I
like
can see
it
the dilemma, but it's
flush.
gotta be one or the other.
Flush with the floor.
Flush with the floor would be the
But-
better thing, correct?
That would be the
But if we,
ideal.
but if we do that, we can't come back and say, well, now the,
Now the
that's a
3/8
short
too
step
low on
and
the
that's
short
out of
step.
code. Now I want the steps
It's
right.
not an option.
Well, we're coming to, we're trying to come up with a solution here, so you.
Me too.
So,
I just,
so you can decide.
that's why the
that
work
you want-
should meet code, right?
But
Right, so what we're saying
both
is,
things
so
aren't
we
gonna
can't do
happen,
both those
which
things.
is more important to you.
Here's my other issue. When I go to sell this house, whenever, I have to disclose out of code issues.
well, you're dealing with the same inspector who passed it the first time.
Yeah, really.
Maybe not in 10 or
exactly.
15 years,
He gave you
but,
CO, right? He inspected it.
and if I sold a house with a defect known,
You really think this is a defect? You're gonna disclose this and try to say that you have a trip hazard because one step is half inch shorter than the other one?
yeah, I would have to, wouldn't I?
No.
No.
This is so,
No.
so Jeff,
Do you know how many houses settle on this island?
Jeff, you're gonna have to decide.
Over time? Are you
You have
kidding?
to decide.
If I know it,
You have to decide if.
I could
if
pretend
you
I
want
don't
this-
know it, ignore it.
Because it's.
You wanna get this problem
Look,
solved.
look, this
I
is not.
do.
Okay.
This is no longer a trip hazard if it's only a quarter inch.
Exactly.
And so.
And I'll get it down as flush as you want.
with the
Well, I don't
chamfer-
wanna get down too flush if he's gonna be like, oh, this looks great now, but he's gonna start bitching about the first step.
No,
So we gotta know this before we do anything.
I get
So
it.
we need to really.
So you gotta tell us what
Which
you-
tiger are we sliding here, okay? This is the most important thing. This, totally agree with you. I don't think anybody doesn't agree that that could be a hazard.
Okay.
The rest of this, like he says, when you go up that stair with your cadence, you don't know that you're stepping a half inch less. Go out, check people's decks and stuff.
Jeff,
Are
let
you
me ask you
kidding
a
me?
question. When people get downstairs here, right?
Right.
How do they not trip over that?
The carpet?
No,
No.
the
Door
threshold.
threshold, it has an exterior door.
Do you,
There's a door there.
no, but when.
Yeah, but there's a transition piece there.
When
There's
it's open
a,
here,
there's a saddle.
What do they do? I mean, I guess
And it's code.
all these guys, they only trip on that, they don't trip on this, which is actually a far greater trip
let's slay the tiger here, okay? Let's try to get this flush for you, okay?
No, but he's got to.
He needs to agree to it, or
He has
then
to-
we're kind of
you
at a
gotta have to
stalemate, and we're not gonna kind of
You have
go
to
forward
accept
with anything.
one or the other. This is gonna be a 1/4 inch up, so we're not more than 3/8 of an inch between. And a 1/4 inch is not out of code, and that's not a trip hazard.
Correct. Or if you'd like, we'll go the extra distance,
Because
make it
a 1/4
flush, and you don't say anything about the stairs.
Because what would you do? Just round it over? I mean, if you just round it?
We could bevel it to a.
Yeah,
Just a
we could
bevel.
bevel it, actually, do a chamfer on it,
Yeah.
so it comes down to like a credit card.
Right.
You could easily do that.
1/4 inch.
It's less, actually. Yeah, it's less than a 1/4. What are your thoughts, Wayne? Since you
That'd be
obviously have some
easier.
construction experience.
It's a dilemma. I think the trip hazard is number one, because, yeah, everybody's liable for somebody falling down and cracking their head. You know, straight through from Jeff to you guys and all that kind of stuff. I think that is the major issue.
I agree.
The riser height is an issue, and the homeowner, you know, bought a new house and he wants everything right, and I don't know how you fix that. You know? It's a beautiful house, and, you know, he's gotta feel comfortable about it, so.
I agree. This will change though. I'm telling you right now, the house is gonna sell. You're gonna find 1/8 inches everywhere.
Right now, it's still new.
I'm just saying, as far as being code, as far as being usable, as far as being user friendly to your guests and your people that are in this house.
And then we can raise this floor up an 1/8 inch. Here, to fix that.
Like I said,
With shims. I mean, you're not.
you can, but I really think we gotta slay the tiger here. I mean,
No, I'm just saying that would be a separate issue.
that'd be a separate issue if you really wanted to do that, but I just think you're opening up Pandora's box. I don't think there's any reason. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I really don't. I really don't. It's a house. It's an 1/8 inch you're talking about. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
But you agree it's out of code.
It's not a valve. I agree the inspector fucked up. Yep.
Alright, we all got other things to do, so you have to,
You gotta make a decision whether
Yeah.
you want us to even try to do anything here or not.
I mean, we can fix the trip hazard. It's not gonna be, it's gonna have to be up a 1/4 inch.
Let's see what we can get. I'm gonna leave that, I'll leave it up to Brian. The
Right.
lower he goes,
We're gonna try to get it flush.
Right, but he can't go to a point where it's more than 3/8 of the.
no, I agree.
Right.
If it's,
I agree.
You can't.
if it's a 32nd of an inch less within the code, then we're good. That's what we're saying.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that.
Code is the minimum.
But
You
I'm
didn't
saying-
even meet the
but we're gonna
minimum
have to write this up. You're
standards.
gonna have to sign it, because if this ends up being a tad higher, 3/16 of an inch, we may not be able to guarantee that this is gonna be flush with this floor. It might be,
Well, up a 1/4.
right.
Yeah, then it's everything's still within code. You have a potential trip
Yeah.
hazard though, according to what you think.
Yeah.
So you really want it to be flush?
If you can make it flush,
But not.
Yeah, but
it
you
won't be-
understand what Ed's trying to say.
But we're not.
I don't wanna I don't wanna talk about this anymore if this is flush.
right.
If we're gonna talk about that later, this ain't gonna be flush.
Why don't we raise the floor?
No, because
Not
it's
an option.
too expensive.
It's crazy, it's not an option,
Yeah,
it's.
I mean, unless you wanna pay
That's
for
absurd.
that, we'll do it. But we're here to resolve this issue, which is this.
That's absurd.
What do you mean?
You're gonna raise
it's
all the
gotta-
flooring in
it's
this whole house, we'll pull all this flooring out
Yeah.
for 1/8 of an inch?
We're
No,
not.
9/16.
No, we're gonna fix
To make
this.
this
No,
flush.
I'll fix that.
Jeff-
Now you're talking about an 1/8
Jeff,
of an inch.
we're gonna fix this, with the stair. We're not ripping the floor up and raising it, unless you wanna pay for that. I mean,
I think
so-
we have a
so
really good
we're
resolution
here,
here.
we're here,
Really do.
nobody's gonna
And nobody's
come-
gonna be tripping over it anymore.
and nobody's
That's
gonna
what
come
your
here to
goal
say
is.
that we've defrauded you by fixing this. Okay?
Make them all match. And these. No, we're good. Try it.
What does that mean, make it all match?
The trip hazard he's talking about.
And around the corner.
No, we're not ripping up all that. That's.
I'm not sure how this is gonna look.
Let's see what it looks like first. I think what Brian's wanna do is I'll tell him make the transition like this, keep this all nicey nice, and this will be your transition piece. We'll see, this may have to have a chamfer down.
It'll be on the miter board.
On the backside miter?
Yeah, that's where it is now. It's mitered, that piece goes all the way across to the back of the post.
So it'll be slanted up from here. across.
Why couldn't we take it down like this?
He may, yeah, that's what I'm saying, he may be able to do something like that.
That's what I'm
I gotta
talking
go
about.
over it,
But I'm just saying, it's up to you. Let's see what Brian thinks. Brian's just gotten better skills at this than I do, but I'm just thinking if either or, if it has to do on this back miter, or if you make this transition and let it come down, since this is flush supposedly.
yeah,
Yeah.
let him make it go.
Okay, that's fine.
But it'll be hidden on the post, it won't be out in the open.
Right.
Do you make the base of the post wider?
Excuse me?
But yeah, trim to it.
You'd only
Oh,
get,
yeah,
yes,
trim to it.
he could only do, yeah, if we do some kind of coated bead or something like that, a nose and cove around the base or something. But that might draw more attention to it. Right now, it's got some nice clean lines.
Right.
I'd really like to see how it plays out, like I showed you before, how they chamfer shoe molding into casing and things like that. We could do the same situation here. You know, everything has to end somewhere.
Yeah.
So I think if we chamfer it first, it might have a smoother transition and keep a clean line.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you can't come back and add something. If it's not, you know, exactly what you thought it would be. Because it's not easy.
But we don't want a bunch. And
It's
that's
not-
what was originally attempted, was adding quarter round and
Well,
shaving them off. And,
Well, sometimes those things are normal practices.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
But I want, you know, sometimes it's hard for people to envision how it's going to look until they actually see it.
right.
And Brian's good like that. You're here
Right.
apparently.
Brian
so,
didn't do the other work and it looked terrible.
Okay, so regardless of who did that or how it looked, you're here. You can say, Brian, show me a piece. Make me a mock piece real quick. Let me see what this is going to look like first.
All right.
If you have a question, you know, if you're not sure what we're talking about or how he's going to do it,
Right.
and maybe we'll give you 2 options or 3 options that you have.
Okay.
He's the master craftsman when it comes to this stuff, not
No, he was
not
good.
I.
So if you can match this up pretty good.
Yeah, or show you how he's going to transition from one to the other,
Right.
and it doesn't look like, oh my god, you know, this thing landed out
I'm
of
not
space.
sure, right.
I don't think it's going to be that. I think you'll be pleasantly happy. I really
Because
do.
this will be different height. This will be down here, right?
Yeah, it's not even a different height.
That's what you
This
need
is
to
now,
figure out.
this is gonna, it needs to look like it's part of the staircase.
Right.
And this,
Same,
and
this will
these,
be the same thickness.
right, and
just
these,
lower.
these are this balcony detail here is, this is just gonna be set down, flush with this. And he's gonna have to trim this somehow. But,
So there's not much railing there. Is it possible to take the entire railing out and make everything flush as you come up? Like the cost of replacing the railing compared to what you said raising the floor is minimal. Does that make sense to do?
Yeah, just cut these off and put new ones in.
And you make this the same, exactly the same as that.
But what, just for this 3 spindles? Yeah, no problem. But then what do we do about those? Where does it stop?
Same thing, cut them
And
off
it's-
and put new ones
And
in.
it looks so nice and clean like this. I mean, it looks like it belongs.
and what, it's ended what, lower down, so it's
So
flush with the floor?
it's the same as this.
Listen, sometimes leave them well enough alone, it looks good. When they get done
Yeah,
with it.
you open up Pandora's box. I mean,
You're
what
gonna
happens when you
have-
go to
you
pull
have
this
other
up
issues.
and the flooring has issues now because it's all nailed through the flooring or something? Now you start pulling flooring back.
And making this flush with this floor is now we're chiseling out the floor. I mean, it's you're gonna be complaining that somehow it
Yeah, you have to put new pieces in here, and then you're gonna see a seam where the floor has to be added because who knows what the floor looks like underneath this.
just
And-
I'm
and
telling
here-
you, don't
here
open
have-
up
here you
Pandora's
have a-
box.
Here you have a beam, you're gonna cut it, you go flush
That's
the
probably
beam.
that's probably a double
And there
right
you-
or triple
and,
2 by 10.
And there you don't have a beam, right?
You might no, there's,
There
no,
could
there's,
be.
there's may or may
There's
not.
always-
There may be a beam there,
Single joist,
or there may be joists, but there's at least a plate for the wall.
okay.
But right now you have a nice. Everything right here is finished. This is all real nice. Everything's good. Why disturb it for this transition piece of that much?
So it
Let's
looks
see
the
what he.
same. That's why.
It's gonna look.
Really close.
They're all gonna look like that. Trust me. Everyone will look. Whatever he does here, they're all gonna look the same. Trust me. The same is on all of them. There's no reason to disturb all this stuff when you don't need to. Let's see what the transition piece looks like. I mean, I'm like telling you, he's pretty good at this. He'll make it look right.
Oh,
He'll make it look right.
that's what I told him. Your work is beautiful.
I mean, so what we're here to do is just we're fixing the trip hazard. We're not replacing nothing that looks fine and up there. I mean, we're redoing all these rails. It's another $1,000 worth of work.
More than that.
Yeah.
But it just
Just to do that.
It's not only that, but it's not necessary to fix the problem.
Right.
It's not necessary.
If you want the problem fixed, we're here to fix the problem. But we're not
Yeah.
we're not going further and further. I mean, I know that's
It'll get, yeah, there's no reason to.
So you gotta
It's-
tell us,
there's no
you gotta
reason.
tell us, are you okay with us fixing the problem, or do you wanna?
Let us fix the trip hazard. Craig, how soon can we get Brian here if we need to? How backed up is he?
We're back.
Is full-time house or summer?
Full time.
So then you would want us here as soon as possible then, you know, any
You got the
weeks-
work order, that's from
Any weeks better.
August of 2019.
Yeah, I wish it was this easy as
2
going
years.
like this and making it happen.
I know.
Yeah,
Not like I've been in a rush
yeah, it's
waiting
good. Then
2
you don't
years
mind-
for
then-
this.
Then you don't mind waiting, then you're patient, so I appreciate that.
for other issues still we're trying to resolve also, so.
Anything going on that you don't want people in the house at a certain time?
October,
Parties, weeks coming up?
October, yes, first week in October, we got
No,
a
we're
party.
before October.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to do this, but I'm not talking.
Oh, well, last time
I'm
I was
talking the next
here,
few weeks
it
or
said,
so.
oh, we'll have it done by Thanksgiving, it didn't get done until Christmas, you know,
Okay, well,
that
now,
kind of thing.
yeah, we've had a couple challenging years, I'm sure you're aware of what's
So
going on.
that was
in the world.
2019, right.
But we could have it here within a month, I'm sure. We'll move things around a little bit. I just wanna make sure there's no worse week for you than you have family functions planned or something like that, that's all.
Just not till October.
Gotcha. Not till October.
Right.
So us before October's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Alright.
So we're in agreement. This is a hazard, right?
I've seen a lot of it before.
Right.
I've never seen anybody trip over one, but that doesn't mean it really can't happen.
Like I said, the threshold downstairs, I mean, that's actually a greater trip hazard.
Absolutely.
Right.
When
And,
you have
so,
saddles
I
for
mean,
doors.
out
and
to the
stuff
front
like
door.
that,
I
they
mean,
just
so
stick up the
There's
quarters.
a,
Right, so I don't know, so I don't see, people aren't tripping out of the front door, which is the same as.
It's a lot worse. Sliding glass doors, sit up 3/4.
But listen, Jeff, we're saying, we're gonna fix this,
okay,
and, but I,
all right,
but
let's
we're
fix it.
not replacing this, and we're gonna trim that out to the best of our ability. I mean, it's gonna look professionally
I think it's
done,
great. I
and-
think it'll be
and,
fine.
You know, but
Let's fix it. I'll have Sean come by and inspect the work and we'll be good.
Yep,
All right.
that'll be fine.
okay.
You wanna,
Well, I'm gonna we'll write something up,
that's fine. I'll follow your lead on this.
and they have to sign it, saying authorizing us
Pleasure.
to do this,
Pleasure meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Yep.
right?
The same
Gentlemen,
work
enjoy
order
your
Terry
day.
sends out all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't describe exactly what we're gonna do, so there's no confusion.
I'm still not exactly sure what's gonna happen, but
We're gonna get.
you're gonna lower this down, chop out some of the subfloors, chop out some of the beam
Right,
to drop this down to get within a 1/4 inch of the floor,
right,
all the way down.
for 4 spots,
1, 2, 3, 4.
those are 4 spots,
Yeah.
1, 2,
And the roof deck
Correct.
floor.
Roof deck. Roof deck's still leaking, John.
it is?
Yeah.
Is it the siding, or is it the,
The binding arbitration. They sent a guy from Harrisburg to come out.
and did he didn't fix it?
He identified a different problem, so
Where is it leaking?
the posts are installed incorrectly into the roof deck and through the fiberglass.
Can we go up and look? Yeah.
I mean, the warranty is taken over, so you guys are out of this. Thanks, Ed.
Then everybody wants
You may have.
a tendency to put it down.
Andy.